Hey guys, today I'm looking at Dead or Alive Xtreme 3. This game did not get localized for maybe obvious reasons of changing culture, but you can still play it totally region lock free on the PS4. And so in this mode, we now have some new characters like Mary, who's a fan favorite, and other characters like that. Neo Tengu is one of them that I thought was really cool. And so the gameplay is pretty much the same, but this feels in a way a kind of a watered down version of the previous game. There's a couple mini games missing. I think what would really add to this game that they should have added was like a wave race mini game. I think that would have been really cool if they brought that into the game. And again, the same thing here resides. The real meta is, buying different kinds of, volleyballs, the suits for the different girls to see what looks best on them. You also have different things that, if you buy the sunscreen, they'll tan over time. And you now can have more, lewd kind of posing pictures that you can buy. And that allows you to take pictures of the girls in a certain environment. So you could buy one of these cards and then you go to a certain location and you can choose to use the card there. It'll load them into that area and you can just, relax and they'll play a little animation and you can take pictures of them. And yeah. Unlike the previous game, though, I find it very hard to do a bunch of multiple characters because it seems the amount of points you get is now a little bit less. And so now it's just generally a lot harder to kind of, max out your character. And so it's much easier to focus on one person rather than a bunch. And of course, some of the best ways to get points is by actually playing the volleyball mini game, which is more or less unchanged. Everything is more or less, not really touched since the last game, except for the roster. There are some, new characters, which is always super appreciated. The other thing I think I really don't like about this game is that they just got rid of a lot of the music from the previous game. There were, of course, a lot of licensed songs that couldn't come back, and that makes sense. But honestly, the main theme of this game is the best theme, and all the other songs are just not very good at all. And so it feels kind of like the soul has been ripped out of this game. And that's kind of really disappointing. Also, in general, I kind of like the graphical look of the previous game. I don't know why. This one, they kind of honestly look, more realistic, obviously. But in the last one, they kind of had this weird kind of plasticky, aesthetic to them that felt very surreal. And, the water and the beach also felt very surreal. And this is when, graphics were still just coming out. And so, becoming HD rather. And so there was this kind of semblance of this kind of mythical paradise where the beach was given as almost as much attention as the girls themselves, while this one is very much just about the girls and not much else. But yeah, all the same things are here, and with some mini games again removed. They also have some new ones where you have to clean the Zack statue. But yeah, it's more or less a guilty pleasure game. No one is denying that. But of course, the volleyball actually does work. It is actually very fun to actually play the volleyball. And you have your other quick time action sort of, side events and stuff like that, which are generally pretty good. There's some more kind of like, downloadable DLC for this game. There's a lot of DLC for this game because they know their target audience. And so they'll do things where, you have to, if you want extra, the lewdest costumes, you have to pay real money for that and for extra poses and all that other stuff. And to fully unlock everything, it's probably quite expensive. I don't know. I think it'd be really cool to turn this into more of a sim kind of game, like, I don't know, Deadly Premonition. Like, the one thing I noticed is that it never rains on the island, so, like, maybe there could be certain events while, you can only do inside, like poker or blackjack or something. I think adding a lot of more mini games that are, like, actual resort mini games, like mini golf and stuff, would actually, make this game feel more alive and not just, like, a lewd game. I mean, not that I'd ever want them to loot it down or reduce any of it, but I think adding more mini games would make it feel more like a distinct experience than just a loot game, if you catch my drift. And I guess over the course of the game, I should have told, of course, who was my favorite. It's definitely Hanukkah. It was Hitomi in the last one, but Hanukkah's honkers are just too powerful. I cannot deny I just cannot deny the Hanukkah honkers. They're just too good. And yeah, it's a guilty pleasure game. and there's really not much else to it. Again, I really like the volleyball. It feels really good. And yeah, that's it. See you later, guys.